Shalom, shalom to the 144,000, the elect. Before I get started, let me give it all praise, honor, and glory to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rokah Qudash. Double honor to the apostle nails of great millstone. Peace and blessing to the brothers that are preaching the truth in the four winds of the earth. May Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, have mercy upon you. I'm, what this is, KREM 2 News. An oil tanker seized off the coast of Venezuela will be brought to a U.S. port. So, hey, it's not a lie. It definitely happened because I'm looking at several videos over here. That's one of them is U.S. announces sanctions on 6 Venezuelan ships. 3 of Manduro. I'm gonna get to that, but first I'm gonna play this video here in this short clip here. It's about a minute and 47 seconds. Hey man, this is wartime here because you just can't just swoop in and take nobody a tanker, man. You know what? Before I do that, let's read this right here quick, right? I googled it because I have to, so you got to check, these news things because Esau Edom, man, they just, hey man, with this AI stuff, you don't know what's real or what's fake or whatever. But either way it goes, it won't be. It's gonna happen anyway. When I say what's gonna happen, the hell that's about to come to Babylon, which is America, right? So let me see something here. Did America siege Venezuelan oil tanker?
Yes, the United States seized a Venezuelan oil tanker called the Skipper in December 2025. It was suspected of going to Cuba and of potentially being linked to drug networks. The U.S. plans to claim the oil after legal processes.
Let me read a little further. Yeah, the United States seized a Venezuelan oil tanker identified as the Skipper off the coast of Venezuela in December 2025 as part of escalating pressure against the Manduro regime, with Homeland Security linking it to counter-drug efforts. Boy, I tell you, the so-called white man is not the best that ever did, man. Making up shit just to take seeds to things. I mean, let's say if it is. What does anyway? That's a long story. We go into a whole nother lesson. Homeland Security linking it to counter-drug efforts and potentially illicit oil networks. A move Venezuela condemned as privacy. The tanker was suspected of falsifying its location data and was likely headed to Cuba, with the U.S. planning to claim the oil after legal processes. You see, y'all, was all about that's all what it was all about all the time, the oil. Remember they would call themselves catching drug people, drug dealers that were running drugs. It wasn't about the drugs, it was always about the oil. I think I made 2 or maybe 3 videos concerning that. Ooh, was that about 3 months ago? Not sure, but I know I made several videos concerning it, right? And I said it was always about the oil. And how convenient. They took their oil tanker. Okay, key details. Vessel. The Skipper, a large oil tanker, actions U.S. forces led by the Coast Guard and accepted and took control of the vessel. Reason. This is the reason now. The seizure was tied to the Trump administration campaign amongst drug trafficking and efforts to pressure the Venezuelan government. Falsified data. The ship had been broadcasting false location data showing it near Guyana, when it was actually off Venezuela. Venezuela's response, Venezuela's foreign minister called the seizure blatant theft, an act of what? International piracy. Yeah, Esau Edom. It's the piracy of the piracy. Pirates of the sea, y'all. Esau Edom. Future of oil. The U.S. intends to seize the oil, with President Trump stating they would like to keep it. Boy, ain't that something? He said he'd like to keep the oil. Alright, let's play this little clip here. Right quick.
Oil tanker seized off the coast of Venezuela will be brought to a U.S. port. The move an escalation of the pressure campaign on Venezuela's president. Natalie Brand reports from Washington.
The Trump administration released dramatic video of members of an elite U.S. Coast Guard unit rappelling from a helicopter to board and seize an oil tanker just after it left a Venezuelan port Wednesday.
It was seized for a very good reason.
The Justice Department alleged the tanker was used to transport sanctioned oil from Venezuela and Iran, saying for years it's been sanctioned due to involvement in an illicit oil shipping network supporting foreign terrorist organizations.
What happens to the oil on this ship? Well, we keep it, I guess.
This seizure marks an escalation in a pressure campaign against Venezuelan President Nicolas Maduro's regime. Tensions remain heightened over the U.S. military buildup off the coast of Venezuela and more than 20 strikes on alleged drug boats.
Regime change, even though Maduro's a bad guy, I'd like to see him go. But us trying to force it is...
Yeah, so they can put their man up in there. And control what? Control their all. Boy, these people here, boy, hey, same old tactic. Had nothing changed. Nothing changed. These people doing the same thing that their ancestors done centuries ago. Wow.
Never been successful U.S. policy.
The Trump administration, which has accused Maduro of narco-terrorism, does not view his leadership as legitimate, and President Trump has said he believes Maduro's days as president.
How can he say his leadership is what? Why would how can you control another president and the people choosing those people and saying this is our president, this is who we want? What if he say Trump? You ain't, the people didn't choose you. You're not the leader. What? These people just say anything and the world just go right along with it, man. That's how dumb people. But most people, they have been waking up since probably since the C-19. A lot of people been waking up.
Are numbered.
We are not involved at all.
Venezuela's opposition leader, Maria Corina Machado, spoke in Norway one day after a ceremony to award her the Nobel Peace Prize.
I believe that President Trump's actions have been decisive to reach the point where we are right now, in which the regime is weaker than ever.
Venezuela's government, in a statement, called the oil tanker seizure a, quote, shameless robbery, accusing the U.S. of trying to go after its oil. Natalie Brand, CBS News, the White House.
Trying to. Where you get that trying to from? They ain't trying. They doing it. Shit. Somebody trying to go after their oil. Nah, they ain't trying. That's exactly what they doing. Let me see something right quick, y'all. Let me see something. I basically know their allies, but we're gonna see what what's the name gonna say. What Google gonna tell us concerning Venezuelan main allies. Let's see something here. Who is Venezuelan main allies?
Venezuela's main allies include Russia, China, and Cuba, offering economic, military, and diplomatic support. Iran and some Caribbean nations also provide backing, united by shared interests, even though some regional partners like Brazil and Colombia have concerns about democracy.
Huh? Y'all hear that? The two main ones you need to watch out for is Russia and China. It's not Russia that Let me read a little more. Venezuelan main allies are Russia, China, and Cuba, providing crucial economic military. What that mean, y'all? That sounds like World War III. Escalating, right? Military and diplomatic backing against U.S. pressure with Iran, and America gonna keep poking that bear, man. They're gonna keep poking the bear until what? Until all hell break loose, and we can't wait. Backing against U.S. pressure with Iran and certain Caribbean nations also offering support, unified by what? By shared anti-Western stances and mutual strategic interests, despite some regional partners like Brazil and Colombia expressing concern over democratic issues. Man, I won't be surprised if they take that damn tank over there and they go over there and vault somewhere and go down and put a ton of what they say that they doing in there, just to seize it, to properly say that what this is the reason why we did it. Hey man, this is what them devils do. Key allies and their roles. Russia, a top military supplier. Jets, missiles. Wonder what those missiles consist of. And economic partner, offering what? Diplomatic defense and what? Financial bailouts, viewing Venezuela as a what? Strategic counter to what? To U.S. influences. Everybody trying to get closer to one another. For what? To gain what? Some form of what they will call it. Well, Russia be saying that America, in which they are doing it, which they've been doing it for forever, is trying to it's like getting in a fight with three men. I'm by myself and I get in a fight with three men, and you got one behind me, and one on the left on this side, and one flanking me. This is what America do. When America wants you, they gonna flank your ass, right? And they got Air Force bases everywhere. Okay, China, a major lender, all-backed loans and economic supporter, providing what? Technical cooperation, though more caution with lending now. Okay, Cuba. This is what Cuba stands with it right with Venezuela, a long-standing ideological ally, offering what? Political support, especially within the regional bodies, and what? Providing significant personal, medical, and security. Iran, deepening ties through what? Through shared anti-Western views, providing what? Alternatives, economic and diplomatic channels to what? To circumvent sanctions. Other supporters, Caribbean nations, Caribbean countries were like Trinidad and Tobago, Dominica, and Saint Vincent, and Grenadines maintain pragmatic ties, often through what? Hey man, the list goes on. No, I'm going to read it because I ain't got but a few more lines to go. Maintain pragmatic ties, often through what? Energy deals, despite broader regional pressure. Well, because America got a habit of putting people on what? On sanctions. So they they think they playing God. America that's still they. Listen, man. Even though America's still gonna try your ass because they still the bully on the block, right? They still gonna try you, even though they know Russia is ally and China is ally to them. But see, one thing about those they don't just react. Trump an idiot, man, and he gonna do just what the Lord want him to do. He gonna keep poking them people and keep messing with them until all hell break out. TCP, which is Venezuela's relies on the regional bloc including Cuba, Nicaragua, for consistent defense in international forums. These allies are what are crucial for Venezuelan government led by Nicolas Manduro to counter U.S. sanctions. There it is. And political isolation, forming a bloc resistant to America hegemony in the region. So they want to make sure that I mean, even when they're not even allies to y'all. So how can you? I mean, I never understood. Well, I understand Esau Edom being a bully, but if these people not dealing with y'all, and they're not dealing with y'all, and they got and they are allied with other countries outside of the West, how can you control anyone's what they bring into their country? Let's go here, right? This is like an hour ago. I got this right here. I guess it's on this thing here, but this happened earlier. Let's go to this right here. I'm gonna click on this here. Y'all bear with me. Y'all know them commercials gonna
This
pop
is a
up.
camera lucida, and throughout.
Y'all bear with me. Okay, this is another video, right? Another news channel, and it say U.S. announces sanctions on 6 Venezuelan ships. 6. 3 of Manduro's nephews. You know what? Before I play this video, let me read through it right quick. Let me see something. In the dictionary, under the word hypocrite, there's a picture of the American flag. Wow. Albert Haywood say, follow the money. It's all about the oil. Boy, I tell you, everybody know it. You know, people are not so docile now to just fall for Americans' lies, and that goes into what the American people. Actually, a lot of the American people is waking up. Why? Because you know, look at what's going on over here. They doing all of those things outside of America and giving away billions, maybe trillions of dollars to other countries, and when people are starving right over here and can't even pay their bill. The American dream, y'all. Reverse carry trade imminent. Let me see something here. Okay, Life says Debo is roaming the seas these days. Everybody making jokes. Laugh out loud. They make hijacking sounds so what? Professional and positive. Hey, nobody have done it like Esau either, man. Hey, this devil done took the world. And they still what? They still in control of what? They still that hammer of the earth. Believe it or not, Esau Edom, America, Babylon is still the hammer of the earth. I like how America works. But all this is screaming war, man. All this what you see is screaming war, and it's gonna happen. It's gonna take place just when you what? You know, when it comes, you're not gonna see it coming. I like how America. Let me see. He say, I like how America works. It's always had what potential, but just need a leader. The devil. KD say, we are talking about all three. Next time we end up in what? In a real war, we won't have what? Any allies left. Yeah, because that's future. What that is? 16. Hold up, y'all. Let me see something right quick. Let me see it my own. Let me see it mine. What are we talking about here? 16. Watchmen keep it naked and gather them together in place. No, I'm not. I might go there though, but I was trying to hit a precept in. I can't think what that precept is right now. Where's the second? Michael say, where's the second strike video, bro? Let's see. Let me get something. Okay, let's check up Gregorius Sim say prosperous China. is getting cheap oil from the great country of Venezuela. And little Dooney is what is so envious. China is Venezuela's largest oil buyer, with more than 90% of its exports going to China. Wow. Venezuela sends heavy crude oil to Iran for refining, but it's more of a complex energy swap, where Iran also sends Venezuelan crucial refining components, gasoline and lighter crude condensate, to help Venezuela process its own heavy oil and combat fuel shortage. All legal, admirable. It's their right. Exactly, man. He even goes in further. Green energy is power generated from naturally replenished sources like sun, wind, water, designed to have minimal environmental impact. Dude, I know a little something here. Impact by what? By not releasing harmful greenhouse gases unlike fossil fuel. Key types include, we ain't even got to do it, they just flowers and just drop it on our head and put it in the cloud and let it rain on us, y'all, and make us sick. So, hey, hell, they feed us plastic, putting plastic in all the food, can't get real food, getting fake meat. So, hell, we can't win. We can't win. We can pause left and right. Geothermal and biomass offering clean, sustainable, and renewable alternative for electricity, heating, and transport. I didn't know that. That ought to do it. Now let's look at the video here, so we can get into these wars and rumors of wars, y'all. Ain't just rumors no more. Y'all bear with me.
This News White House reporter Willie James Inman. Willie, the U.S. announced some new sanctions impacting Venezuela. What do we know?
Hey there, Liz. Good to be with you on this Thursday. Well, the U.S. is announcing additional sanctions aiming to put pressure on that nation, including its leader, Nicolas Manduro. Now, this was announced just moments ago, and we're literally getting this information in our inbox. This would include sanctioning 6 ships carrying Venezuelan oil. On top of that, there are individuals that are on this list, including 3 nephews of Venezuela's leader, Nicolas Manduro himself. Now,
y'all hear that? Sanctions announced on 6, not just 1, 6 Venezuelan ships. 3 nephews of Venezuelan leader.
Essentially, what that means is that those individuals will essentially be sanctioned by the U.S. government. It will be impossible, if not difficult, for them to do any business with U.S. companies. Of course, if that indeed does happen, those U.S. companies could face some type of punishment. But this is just another tick on top of that pressure campaign against Nicolas Maduro's government. We, of course, saw the oil tanker being seized, and that is now going through the forfeiture process. But yet again, the U.S. government seeking to put pressure, including announcing these new sanctions today, Liz.
And Willie, why is the Trump administration so interested in seizing the tanker?
Yeah, well, Press Secretary Caroline Leavitt was asked about that earlier today. In large part, it's because this vessel was being used to transport black market oil, notably to the Iranians. Take a listen to what she said earlier.
The Department of Justice requested and was approved for a warrant to seize a vessel because it's a sanctioned shadow vessel known for carrying black market sanctioned oil to the IRGC, which you know is a sanctioned entity. So,
black market?
The president is committed to stopping the illegal flow of drugs into our country. He's also fully committed to effectuating this administration's sanction policy.
All oil, no drugs. You didn't find any drugs, so why are you seizing these people's shit, man? Man, war is brewing, man. You best believe war is brewing.
And that's what you saw and the world saw take place yesterday.
And now
all right, let's go here. Let's go here right quick. Oh, him right here. I think it might be one. Let me see some. Hold up. U.S. intends to seize oil from West Venezuela tanker. Let me see. U.S. and Venezuela set for war. Let me go here. Let's go here. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they got. Let's see what they talking about here. Y'all got with it. You know we gotta get through these commercials here. Everybody want to get their money. Because I ain't making a dime off of what I'm doing. Oh Lord. Say in time like these we must like war. With both eyes peeled, working, producing, building,
trabajando, produciendo, construyendo, funcionando todo,
keeping the country functioning,
siempre, y preparados,
prepared to break the teeth of the North American Empire if necessary. Woo. Let the weak sound strong.
para partirle los dientes al imperio norteamericano si hiciera falta desde la patria de Bolívar.
And it's quite an interesting choice of phrase. He's prepared to break the teeth of the North American Empire if necessary. Because there are three variables that you just don't know if you're going into any conflict. And I'm not saying this will be a war. So the first variable is, will they fight? Will the Venezuelans fight? The second one is, how well will they fight or defend? And the third one is, for how long will they fight or defend? And to look at that, you need to look at the capabilities of the Venezuelans and where they might do damage to the Americans should anything occur. We know in the last few weeks that Manduro has reached out to, the authoritarian axis, as it were, and has tried to get sort of additional radars from China, Iran, and Russia. And we know that over the last 20 years, there have been something like $4 billion worth of defense agreements between Russia and Venezuela. So the three key capabilities, really, though, within that we're looking at are, firstly, there are supposedly a number of anti-ship missiles that the Venezuelans have, both Iranian and Chinese, of which the most predominant ones that we would talk about are the Chinese C-802 and the Iranian Nazir. That could be potentially a ship killer, but then you'd have this sword versus shield in terms of, is the electronic war
a ship killer? What about the people? Them damn missiles can reach America. See how they worried about their ship? They're not worried about the American people. Trump putting everybody's ass in danger. Huh? What Venezuelan military can do if war with the U.S. breaks out?
Warfare capability of the Americans so great that it will negate the homing and guidance facilities of the anti-ship missiles. The second capability would be a sort of modelling on the Iranian fast attack craft, the IRGC swarms. Could there be a swarm of small boats going towards any American shipping? And the third one is they've got fairly significant drone capabilities, including the Shahed 136, which we've seen operated in Russia but that's the Iranian drone, both predominant or evident in the drone swarms over Ukraine, and potentially could be over the US fleet. So none of this is a done deal that it would be painless for the Americans, and that's why they've got to be very careful in how they do this, and why there might be strategic hesitancy from the Americans.
Very careful, my friend. Why is that? Let me read a few of these things right quick. Exactly what pirates would do. Okay, Frank say, it's funny. Old world, one country is blowing up all tankers, and the mediators are what are hijacking them. Exactly. Thanks to 10 Walt's, Somalia pirates can now afford helicopters. Wow. Blah blah blah. This could turn out very differently, depending on how they fight. South America does not need the USA. America is going to fight China and Venezuela. They ain't gonna be the only ones, right? And China may use it as cover for what? For Taiwan in a test like Spain was, wow, president of peace of that sweet, sweet all. Let's see, let's get some. Okay, here we go right here. The droll in Lazy Joker says, first, there had never been a war that was what? Painless. Second, to what? To storm the U.S. fleet with drones. Don't you first have to find the U.S. fleet in hundreds of miles of ocean off of Venezuela? It said, three, U.S. fleet has a layer defense of ships with the CIWS is for what? For up close elimination and multiple threats, especially fast speed boats, missiles, and drones. They're not the only one got that, man. Yeah, they're not the only ones. You know, I'm gonna go to Joel in a minute. Let the weak say I'm strong. But before I get there, let's hear a little more of this out here. I think I don't know if I might click on another video. I don't know. I might.
In going further in escalatory terms into the involvement in land targets. Now, that doesn't mean they won't try and take on land targets. I don't think it means with the forces that are arrayed from the Americans that we're going to have an overt invasion for the Americans. I just don't see enough forces to do that. You could use forces for raids on specific objectives, things that they think are labs and infrastructure, but you can do that by offset methods these days by using Tomahawk missiles, for example, and the American...
You see up there, they say U.S. military in Puerto Rico.
Targeting is the most exotic in the world, so you don't really need to put raiding parties on the ground if you can guarantee destruction from offset weapons. We really see the limits of Russian power when other countries have called upon them to help. So this summer, for example, the Iranians would have really liked the Russian assistance when the Israelis were doing things to them. They did nothing. Assad wanted Russian assistance a year ago. They did nothing. So the limits of Russia.
When they do it, you're gonna when they do it, listen. This plan here is of the Lord Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai. So when it go down, it's gonna go down. It's not gonna light up. It's not when America gets hit, it's gonna get hit. It's not gonna what? It's not gonna let up. It's not gonna let up. Let's see here. He ran. Okay, let's go right here. Let's go right here. Let's hear a little more of this here.
The UN Security Council and said that Article 51 should be invoked in support of Venezuela. Now, do America care about that? No, I don't think they do. We're in an age when Trumpian politics means that the niceties of international law and international relations don't seem to pertain. And we've kind of seen that recently with all the fog of war about did two people who were alive after an initial strike in September then be taken out in contravention of the laws of war, i.e. they were no longer a threat. But I don't think any of those nuances really are cared.
All right, man, listen, man. I'm going to say this here, right? These devils are not going to keep getting away with roughing people off and thinking that they're going to continue to keep doing what they're doing when it comes to taking this being the bully on the block. It ain't gonna happen. It ain't gonna keep happening. You know, it's just a matter of time. You know, when the what that precept is 38 Ezekiel. Is that what I want? Let me read something right quick before I go there. Right? Yeah, I go there. Let's go to Ezekiel 38. Which is Ezekiel 38. It will happen, and it's gonna happen, right? Point really is in 4. which is this is the law behold. Point. I'm just we'll get straight to the point, which is Ezekiel 30:8-1. You know what? Let's just read it. Stop with us on the top. And the word, which is 38, Ezekiel 30:8-1. And the word of the Lord Yahweh came unto me, saying, Son of man, set thy face against Gog. Right? Gog is what? It's the people. The land of what? Of Magog, which is the land. The chief prince. Who's the chief prince? Which is Russia's president. Of, which is Putin. Of Meshach. Meshach is Turkey. And what? And Tubal. And Tubal is Achaemenia, right? And prophesy against him. And say, thus saith the Lord God Yahweh, behold, I am against thee, O God, the chief prince of Meshach and Tubal, right? And I will, here's the point, and I will turn thee back and put hooks into the jaws. And I will force, now I say force, and I will bring, meaning, when you say I won't put hooks into the jaws, into thy jaws, meaning the Heavenly Father is going to force these nations, starting with what, with Putin, China, on that end, and Russia and Israel, which is there. America is going to look up. And they're not going to have the allies that they normally would have to aid them, because those allies are going to what? Are going to turn against America. Just won't be long. And I will turn thee back and put hooks into thy jaws. And I will bring thee forth in all thine armies, horses and horsemen, all of them clothed with all sorts of armor. You know, we don't do horses no more. Right? So those horsemen was going to be what? Those are going to be missiles that are going to be shot over here in America, and America will be what? It's going to be wasted. Even a great company with bucklers and shields, all of them what? Handling swords. And the modern day sword today start with what? The gun. But for mass destruction, it's going to be what? Nuclear missiles. So America is really going to, in them hooks, let me see, that's Jeremiah, what that was, 50 and, I think it's 50 and 14. I wasn't even going, I just thought about this precept, 50 and 14, I know it's 14, could start at 1. 50 and 14, Jeremiah 50 and 14. Let me see something. Verse 3 of Jeremiah 50 and 3. Make sure. Yes, 50 and 3. For out of the north, which is Russia, there cometh up a nation against her which shall what? Shall make her what? Desolate. That didn't happen, man, to ancient Babylon. That did not happen to ancient Babylon. And none that dwell therein that shall what? Shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. Now, originally I said 14, right? Yeah, 14. Put yourselves in array against Babylon, which is America, round about, all ye that bend the bow. Shoot at her, spare no arrows, for she has what? Sinned against thee, O Lord, Yahweh. Shout against her round about. She has given her hand, her foundations are falling, her walls are thrown down, for it is what? The vengeance of the Lord Yahweh. Take vengeance upon her as what? As she has done, do unto her. So everyone is going to get that turn to what? To come against America for what? For they look at what they do to all these countries. They are literally the bullies on the block, man. The big bully. And they're going to keep poking that bear. And boy, all hell is going to break loose, man. And it looks, boy, hey, look, 2026 is here. And we hoping that 2026 is a year. We hoping that 2026 is a year. Could be, could not be. But guess what? As prophecy, which what we're looking at, it's close. It's real close. We could be out of here. And we can't wait. I kind of did jump ahead of myself a little bit. But let's go to Matthew 24 and verse 6. And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars. And what happens when wars happen? You hear what? A bunch of noise. And that noise is going to be great. And that noise, that a World War III, because what that is, a Revelation 9 and 12. One woe is past, then the second woe. Let's go to it right quick. And I'll come back over here, which is Revelation, what I say, 9? Yeah, 9 and verse 12. One woe is past, and behold, there come two woes. That's World War I, woe, and two woes is World War II. More hereafter, right? And hereafter is what? Which is be 11 and 12. Revelation 11 and 12. Let me turn this around. Revelation 11 and 12. And they heard, is it 11 and 12? Or was it 11 and 14? I'm sorry, 11 and 14. The second woe is past, and behold, the third cometh quickly, which is World War III. Everyone will be caught off guard when what? When it comes to pass. No one's gonna be what? They're gonna be able to what? To you can't prepare yourself from the right hand of the Lord anyway. How you gonna prepare yourself for that? Okay, and ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, and see that ye be not troubled. For these things must come to pass. But what? The end is not yet. So we still got to what? We still got to go through the the MOTB, the beast, the system. You know, y'all got to what? Everybody got to be tried and see who's worthy to be saved in Babylon, America, man. In these last days. And most of you all are not being what? You're not warning the people, warning the Israelites concerning what? That trial, which is what? MOTB. But what you gonna do what you gonna do? Like Apostle Hart say all the time, y'all gonna be scrambling, man. You're gonna be scrambling. You're gonna be looking like fools, and then you're gonna be trying to. You can't try to clear it up, and can't try to go back on what because why? Because you've been acting proud all this time, and that pride is what? You're gonna swallow that pride in that day, right? For nation shall rise against nations, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famine, which is what? Shortage. So if we not in a portion of that famine, of that famine at this present moment, yes we are. Everything high as hell, right? But guess what? Everything gonna go up. And pestilence and what? In earthquakes and what? In diverse places. And look at the overall infectious diseases and stuff that's going on in America right now. You know, a lot of you all took those things, and now a lot of you all are going to die just from that. You know, some of you all's immune system, especially you Israelites, you know, are very strong. You know, we can fight off quite a bit, but you would that within itself show that you lack faith in Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shah. Because why? Because when you was put to the test, most of you all folded, and you're gonna fold in that same manner when Esau Edom try you in these last days, man. You're gonna be tried in these last days, and what's gonna happen? Let's go to Joel. Hit Joel, yeah. I might close it out after this. Yeah. Joel, where I'm gonna start at? which is Joel 3. I'm going to start at verse 2. Because these are the times that we are in for what? For all hell to break loose. And we are in end time. And end time is going to book. What that is? What I'm looking for? 2. I will also gather all nations. And this is the end of the end, right? Just before. And I will gather all nations and will bring them down into the valley of Jehoshaphat. That's World War III. That's what most of you all are not, in mind of spirit and knowing that the prophets been prophesying about World War III, and now you're actually going to see it, right? And will plead, right? And he's going to plead what? Meaning judge with what? With them that were for my people and for my heritage Israel. And his people is so-called blacks, Hispanics, and natives of this land, whom they have what? Scattered among the nations and parted my land. So we are scattered in the four corners of the earth, but in the process of gathering, and that gathering is going to be what? Majority of the elect is over here in what? In Babylon, which is America. Let's go down to verse 9. Proclaim ye this among the what? The Gentiles, meaning the other nations. Prepare war, wake up the what? The mighty men. Huh? Who have what? Who have missiles, just like what? America. Wake up the mighty men. Let all the men of war draw near. Let them come up. Come up for what? For war. Beat your plowshares into what? Into swords, and what? And your pruning hooks into spears. Let the weak say, I am strong. It's not what we hearing with what? With Venezuelan president? He's what? He's giving America what? A challenge. And they'll, shoot, a few years ago, they wouldn't dare speak the word that they're speaking now. But they know they have what? That they have, listen, man, prophecy, you American people, most of you, the American people over here, y'all are dumb. Most of you are dumb and ignorant, and no matter where, Esau can toss you to and fro forever if the Heavenly Father allow him to rule forever. Right? But we know that's beat your plowshares into what? Into swords and pruning hooks. I had to cut that off there real quick. Into spears, and let the weak say, I am strong. Assemble yourself and come, all you heathens. Meaning, so there you go right there. How's the heathen gonna be saved right along and be taken up to in the chariot when the scriptures are very clear concerning all the heathens are gonna be judged, and they're gonna be what? Under our feet of the Israelites. Assemble yourselves and come, all ye heathens, and gather yourselves together round about thither, cause thy mighty ones, the angels, to come down, O Lord Yahweh. Let the heathens be wakened and come up to the valley of Jehoshaphat. For there will I sit to judge all the heathen round about. So that's judgment of all the heathens. Put ye in what? The sickle for what? For the harvest is right. And what that harvest is? The elect. That means the elect of the children of Israel is sealed. That's what? The end of what? Of this world. So I'm going to stop it there. So I'm going to say, call Lord Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahushua, Bahashem, Rakah Kudash, Shalom. So keep poking the bell.